Isn't it fascinating how the things that you used to believe so strongly, they can suddenly feel like they're slipping away? And maybe you've already started to notice that certainty is an illusion, confidence is a choice, and reality is far more fluid than it seems. Because you've seen it before, haven't you? People who seem so sure of themselves, and yet, when you really look, what are they standing on? A foundation of borrowed thoughts, a mask they learned to wear so well. They've even convinced themselves, but you're different. You see through it. You know that confidence without depth is just an empty echo. And the moment you recognise that, something shifts inside you, because real confidence, it isn't about pretending to know. It's about knowing. You don't need to pretend. And isn't it funny how the more you embrace uncertainty, the more certain you become. The more you let go of needing to be right, the more powerfully you can speak your truth. Because truth, it's not about knowing all the answers. Truth is about standing firmly in the questions. And maybe you started to feel it, the weight lifting, the tension dissolving, the quiet realization settling in, that knowing everything isn't the goal, that confidence isn't about never being wrong, that every time you doubted yourself, it was only because you were thinking too small, because doubt is just a doorway, a space between the past and the future. And when you step through it, when you stop resisting, stop fighting, stop grasping, you find something else entirely. You find confidence. It isn't something you get. It's something you uncover. Something that was there all along, underneath everything you thought you had to be. And the more you think about that, the more you realise you don't even have to try, because isn't it amazing how things start to fall into place the moment you stop forcing them? So just imagine for a moment what it would feel like to simply be, to speak, to act, to move through the world, not from a place of trying to prove anything, but from a place of knowing that you don't have to. And the moment you feel that, the moment that idea locks into place, you realise this is who you've been all along. So when you think about it, isn't it exciting? The way everything is shifting, the way you're shifting, the way even now something deep within you is already changed. And I wonder, what do you notice first? Because isn't it funny, the way people, they wear confidence like a mask, and yet the strongest people, the ones who truly hold power, they don't need to pretend, because real power isn't loud. It doesn't need to be. It's the stillness in the storm, the unshakable centre, the quiet knowing that speaks louder than words. And you're beginning to understand something, aren't you? That the more you embrace uncertainty, the more certainty you find. The more you release the need to always be right, the more you trust yourself, because confidence doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from knowing you don't have to. And isn't that freeing? Because the ones who cling to their beliefs the tightest, the ones who refuse to question, refuse to doubt, they're the ones trapped by their uncertainty. But you're different. You've seen how things shift when you stop grasping, how the mind opens when you stop forcing, how clarity emerges, not from trying harder, but from letting go. And now something's changing. Because what if being wrong wasn't a failure, but freedom? What if every doubt, every mistake, every uncertainty was just a doorway to something bigger, something deeper, something more powerful than you ever imagined? And now you wonder, what happens when you stop trying to prove yourself? What happens when you just be? When you speak your truth? Not because you need to be right, but because you no longer fear being wrong. What happens when you stop questioning whether you belong and realise you always have? And the moment you feel that, the moment that truth settles in, something shifts inside. Because now you know. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to pretend. And the less you try to be confident, the more you simply are. When you think about it, Isn't that the most powerful thing of all?